Welcome to A Cult of Baddies and Books. I'm Romaine.
I'm Kira.
And today we are talking about The Cruel Prince by Hollyblack, spoiler edition. If you caught our previous episode, you would know we gave this 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
It's a banging book. However, we are now going to get into the nitty gritty of what we thought of the book. Well, indeed.
There's so much to talk about, I don't know where to begin.
Do you want to start with the good or the bad? Or do you want to just start from characters?
Let's start from characters.
Okay. Let's talk about our main character.
Jude.
Okay. Jude is an interesting one.
I think Jude is more like Maddox
than she thinks.
Yeah. Because she is just full of rage.
And she is power hungry.
Yeah. She's just like bottled up. She's going to get an autoimmune condition. Like all that little rage inside her. That's not healthy. Like.
Okay. So what I like about Jude is the fact that she's daring.
Yeah.
She is defiant.
Yeah.
She is resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she just be getting about. She's just doing she be doing stuff.
She's a human in the land of the fairy.
And she's just making moves.
She really is. And she's winning.
She is
pissing people off.
Yes.
I love that. And she doesn't give one fuck.
No.
The rage seems to empower. You know when you have those, like one time I was in the pharmacy and I didn't feel well. And I really didn't feel, and I was just like, today is not the day. And these middle-aged women, they tried to test me, but today wasn't the day. That's Jude every day. Jude is
on no rage levels.
Jude is having this day every day. Jude is in the queue. Nobody's pushing in.
She is. Jude's sick and tired, and I like that.
Yeah.
And like the way it's described, you really understand what she's saying. Like, these people just be bullying her. Like, you really remember what it's like to be 16 again. And like have this group who just pick on you. You feel powerless. I think it's very easy as a reader to put yourself in their shoes.
When they took off her clothes.
Romaine,
I died. I died a death.
It makes you feel.
I was so sad for her. I was so embarrassed.
And it keeps happening. And part of that irritates me because I'm like, dude, just... Part of me sympathizes with Taryn a tiny bit. Because if I was her sister, I'd be like, stop it. Stop it. You are bringing the family shame and I want a peaceful life.
Shame on my name.
Shame on the family name, and I get it. Because Jude is forever up in the ante. Yeah. But I love that because she just ain't taking shit. She's fighting.
Relentless, I think. And she's like goal orientated.
Yes.
So I feel like all she wants though is just to not be messed with.
Yeah. No, okay, so this is the con of Jude, and where I slightly disagree. I sympathise with Jude throughout the first half of the book.
Yeah.
Then the second half of the book comes and she's in a villain arc.
Yeah.
Because at first it was about her wanting power and feeling safe. And she slowly started turning into, I have all the power. Let me just start messing with Carden. Because I can. And it started giving me Joker vibes. She started getting into her crazy era and I wasn't feeling it as much.
I see what you're saying, but ultimately she is just trying to help her brother.
That's what she says she's doing, but I don't think she's any better than Maddox.
I do agree. I think her and Maddox are really similar. I've written a lot about that. And I like that she's not perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. I also think Carden and Jude are mirrors of each other.
In what sense?
Like the rage that Carden feels, I feel like they mirror each other. Like when he scribbled Jude 100 times on that piece of paper, that gave me the ick a bit. That was
tiniest bit.
That was a bit much.
Just
like, you
bit.
Fucking weirdo. But like I kind of, and like the way neither of them have any friends, like any genuine friends. They're both like in this situation where they feel powerless and trapped. They're dealing with it slightly differently. Carden obviously has more power than Jude. I thought I like the dynamic between the two of them.
Yeah, I can agree. I definitely see what you're saying as well with where it comes to Carden and Jude being very similar in the fact that they're actually quite isolated and probably misunderstood.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people see Jude as angry, and I think actually Jude is just scared secretly.
Yeah, 100%. I'd be terrified. This bloody red cap.
Yeah.
Looking after me, dipping his cap in the blood.
The red cap.
And the way she just goes stares at it.
The red cap. I'm sorry, oh my gosh, okay. I know we're getting off the point, but one of the things, this book isn't designed to be funny, but I swear to God, I actually cried with laughter when they turned up at the coronation, and Jude's like, hey, why does Maddox have his cap?
Oh no.
And he's like, because he's about to kill some bitches.
I didn't even clock
and
that.
then dip his cap in it. I don't know why. It makes me die that he literally got it out the cabinet. He was like, oh, today's the day. He got his special cap out.
Oh man.
Oh gosh. Anyways, so.
Also, wait, just before we move on from this.
Oh yeah,
I feel like Jude and Taryn is waiting for someone to save her. Jude is like, no, I'm going to save myself.
Oh yeah.
And I do think Jude has a lot of growth. She's a killer now, and she's more fae than she thinks she is. That's what I wrote, but that doesn't make sense.
I know what you mean. She's just as cunning as the fae, to be honest.
Yeah, she is. I think she's more fae than like Vivi.
Oh yeah, like she knows how to get about. I think she's studied them enough to know how to get about and look after herself.
Like nature versus nurture kind of thing. Like she's human. She will cut them.
Absolutely.
When she killed Valerian.
Oh Lord.
And hid the body.
To be honest, hiding the body was the moment that I was like, oh, I fuck with her.
Yeah.
She said, don't worry. She threw him out the window. And buried him in the woods. It's like, this is wild. This is wild. She's crazy.
I like that about her though.
She is. She's a wild child. Oh gosh. Okay. In reverse of that then, how do we feel about Taryn?
I've written here, Taryn is a wild, traitorous whore. And will she get her comeuppance?
Wild, traitorous whore.
She is a wild, traitorous whore.
God damn. You know what? You're right though.
No, true. Oh my God, the whole thing with Locke.
Oh,
Remain, my heart hurt. My heart fucking hurt because
she knew.
Yeah. She knew. You looked your sister dead in the eye. Dead in the eye, you knew, and you didn't say one thing. And I feel like Carden tried to let Jude know, because do you remember when he gave Taryn the choice? She could either save herself or save her sister.
Yep.
And Taryn was like, I saved myself. You fucking imbecile.
Yep.
You have that's your twin.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She does not care about her at all. Like I said, when we initially start the story, for the first third of the book, I'm actually on the side of Taryn a little bit.
Yeah, same, because Jude seems unreasonable.
Yeah, Jude is just causing havoc. And as a result of the two of them being together all the time, it means Taryn is dragged into it too. Yeah. And you feel sympathetic for her, because you think to yourself, if I was Taryn, I would want to just, like, where are you going? You're not going to the world of the humans. Yeah. If you're staying here, you have to get on with it. And then you realise she is a plotting bitch.
She's a fucking traitorous whore.
Oh, that is literally her title. She is horrible. This is your twin. I can't even imagine doing this to my sister, but then on top of that, someone who looks exactly like me. Could you imagine? Like, I don't know what kind of sick, demented mind can look at themselves and be like, anything in order to get married and have standing. No. And
supposedly you're in love with this boy, and then you're watching him kiss your sister. Shut up.
That's disgusting.
Like, no, thank you.
It's almost incestuous.
And she obviously, like, she has low self-esteem. God bless her.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, I think it's a jealousy aspect as well, because when they fight about Locke, and then when the second coronation happens, and Carden and Jude walk in, you can see that Taryn is pissed, because it's almost like Jude had got Carden.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And she had got someone better than Locke. So is it really about love, or is it really about her standing?
Maybe that's her way of finding power herself. Yeah.
I don't think she's the sweet, innocent girl we thought, and she's a treacherous whore.
Yeah.
That's it.
Locke can get fucked.
Oh,
I love Locke because he gave me so much anguish in this book. Like, I love him as a character because he had me ducking and diving.
Yes.
And what happened with Nicasia as well? One of them took Nicasia from the other one. Locke took
Nicasia from Cardin.
Locke, what?
Then dropped Nicasia.
Yeah, the player's gone play.
That's why Nicasia hates the humans so much, because he took Nicasia from Cardin and then dropped Nicasia for Taran.
Yeah. And Valerian's just there trying to eat people.
Valerian is a wild animal.
This friend group, and what do they call themselves? The Circle of Worms.
The Circle of Worms, I think, are Taran and Jude.
Oh, and they're the Circle of something. The Circle of shit. What a terrible friendship group.
I don't think they're even friends. They're frenemies.
I don't know anybody in this book who has a genuine friendship.
No,
except
no one.
Vivi and her girlfriend. But even then, she's keeping the secrets from her.
Yeah, so it's not even a true open.
And like Oriana and Maddox, they're not like really in love.
That's a situationship. That's an entanglement, because then is that even a relationship?
Yeah, that's true.
He's just looking out for her,
benefiting
and realistically,
from each other.
Exactly. He's only looking out for her because of this long ass plan he had in order to become
to get the throne.
That's the right way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Okay. What did you think of Vivi?
Vivi as an overall is fine. Like, she's the closest thing to a friend in this book.
I do agree.
To Jude. I think she has a good, innocent soul. But out of the development of all the characters, I did find her to be a little bit of a nothing burger. Like,
no, same.
Like, she was cool. She was fine. But I wouldn't say that I was, like, invested in her as a character compared to other people.
No, same. I also think, like, I didn't really understand, like, these three sisters are supposed to have this bond. Obviously, we can see that Taran is a traitor. But Vivi, like, you can see your sisters going through some stuff. Would you not come to school for a day?
Yeah,
see what's going on in their place. Like, even though you don't want to take part in Ferry at all, and you told your sisters not to, obviously they're trying to get on because they're human. Like, they're trying to keep like in line, whatever. Would you not like throw hands?
Yeah, like, try at the very least see what's going on. You can tell there's a problem. Jude is looking ill.
When they try and save that human girl and she kills herself,
Sophie. Oh gosh, just a moment silent for Sophie, because I don't think I breathed for a full 30 seconds. Yeah. The moment I realised she filled her pockets with the stones. That was a heavy hitter. That was goddamn. Mm-hmm. This is what I mean. This book, when it hits, because my favourite term, plot twists. Mm-hmm. When the plot twists hit, they hit. I mean, just to name some. When Maddox stabs Dane.
Oh, I love that bit.
Yeah, you never see that coming. And then Belkin is just killing his whole family.
Hate Belkin.
Belkin is the worst. But like, the plot twist in terms of, oh gosh, obviously Taran and Locke, and there's actually, I'm trying to remember them all. There's so many of them. But when she writes them, you never really see them coming.
No. You remember as well in the human world, I was convinced, Jude punched a boy in the face?
Yeah.
I thought it was Cardin. Because the way she was like, he had black hair. And then I was like, Cardin has black hair. But I think she just assaulted a fellow that looked like Cardin.
Basically, she was in her rage moment.
But I was waiting for some
She was in her pharmacy moment.
Yeah, her pharmacy.
That was literally it.
But this book does have some twists and turns.
It really does. Up next, we have Maddox.
I love Maddox because I love how I think he loves those two girls, Taran and Jude, and I love that Jude loves him. And I like how in this book actually there's a lot of references of an uncomfortable love, she calls it, and it's imperfect. And throughout this book, as the reader, we learn Maddox is imperfect, but he does love his children and he knows them. E.g., like when he gives Jude the sword and he gives Taran the daggers, I think that's so real, because a lot of the times, I don't know about you like, there's people in your family you love, but it's not,
you don't necessarily like them.
Yeah, and it's not like a simple love, like it's complicated. And I really like how she's got that relationship with him. And I do think, like, they even say, like, it's weird that he treats those girls so well.
Mm.
And I just think it shows that he did love his wife.
Yeah.
A lot. And even though he killed her, and he even says he regrets it a bit.
Yeah. Like I'm with you in the sense that I don't love Maddox in the sense of like, I love him as in terms of how he's been written as a character.
Same.
He is so complex, and that I think that can be said for many characters here. There is such a complexity to how the characters have been written. There's so many sides and facets to him. Like you said, he genuinely does love his children, even though Vivi hates him. He loves Vivi. He loves Taryn. He loves Jude. He doesn't want them to fight, and I think in his own twisted way, he thinks he's doing what's right for them. He does care about his ex-wife, even though he killed her. And he is flawed in that he is power hungry, but I think even he admits that he knows that's who he really is.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean. There's an element of that you can't help but like him a little bit.
Yeah, like I like it. Like, yeah, I just love that relationship. And even when he was like training her and it seemed like he was really doing his best. And I think there's a level of respect between him and Jude.
Yes. I think even in that last moment of the book when they're sort of facing each other, he's annoyed at the fact that she's trying to verse him.
I got proud vibes.
Yeah, but I think a little part of him also, I think he's frustrated at the fact that she's trying to go up against him because he thinks he's right. Yeah. But I think there's also a little bit of an appreciation or maybe proud. He's proud of how quick-witted she's become.
Maddox, 10 out of 10 character, I think.
He is. I think 10 out of 10 in terms of his development. The character development is great. Another person who, there isn't loads to say about her, but I think she needs a shout out, is Oriana.
Oh yeah, I like her. She's raising a kid that's not even hers, risking her life, doing her best. At first, I think you don't like her.
Yeah, she's very cold.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem... I mean, considering that she took on a man who had 3 kids, you would think she would warm to them. So the fact that she's so cold, you think, what a horrible woman.
But by the end, I feel like you see a different side, and maybe she was just looking out for them.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. And I think you really see it in that moment when she thinks that Jude is Dane's lover. Yeah. And she really wants to look out for her because she's like, look, I've been there. Yeah. And I know it's not all it's cracked out to be. So there is a I wouldn't necessarily even say love, but there's a mutual understanding that they seem to come to. She
kind of gives me kind. She's probably one of the kindest people in the books. Like, actually looking back.
I don't even think the word is kind. I think genuine. Yeah. Like, I don't think she has any ulterior motives.
Well, she's hiding the baby.
Oh, well, that is her ulterior motive, but not against everybody else. Not against Jude and Taryn and Vivi, for example.
Yeah, she just wants to keep the baby safe.
Yeah, that's her goal, is to keep him safe.
What other characters are on your list?
Okay. Just as a quick roundup, how do we feel about Ghost, Bomb and Roach?
The names really piss me off.
Well, they're not terrible. Okay, fine.
They're terrible. They're terrible. They're actually terrible names. But like them as characters. Why did she name them stupid names? Stupid fucking names.
Okay, right. I don't mind the name The Ghost.
Yeah, the other two, The Bomb.
The Bomb is The Bomb.
You are The Bomb.
Yeah.
And The Roach.
The Roach is a 50-50 name. I could give it. I could take it or leave it.
Okay. And maybe if it didn't have the before it.
It's the. It's really, the is messing it up.
Yeah. The kids in the bin. But I did actually really like that, and I like getting to know those characters. I thought they were good characters.
Yeah, they were written well, and I do like how they interacted as a group. Mm-hmm. They weren't friends by any means, but there was a camaraderie, I think is the right word. Yeah. That worked really well.
What did you think of Baelkin Dane?
So...
When Dane put that geese on her.
Yes.
Oh my god, I was like, don't do it, girl.
Don't do it. You know,
she did it.
She did it. Don't do it. But yeah, Dane, I think, again, I love how the characters end up being developed. Yeah. Because Dane comes across as the most sensible, best character, the best person that she could align herself with out of the possible options.
And Maddox works for him.
Exactly. And then when he turned around and he was like, you do as I say, and to prove to me that you're about me, stab yourself in the hand, I was like, oh.
These creatures are mean.
Yeah, you see, it's like in that moment, you see the evil in him come out and see that he's just as power hungry. And then as the story goes on, you find out that actually he's been manipulating the old king into making him believe he's the best option. So again, he really develops into something. Belkin is just plain evil. I don't think there's many layers to him. He's just crazy evil.
I do agree. Belkin's probably my least favourite. Like, he's the best villain.
But because he's pure villain.
Yeah. Like, he's just straight up villain. Like, how are you going to be that mean to your brother? What's wrong with you?
It sounds like all of them are on some wild...
No, that is true.
And I don't think any of them could be classed as nice.
I do agree.
All of them are a problem. So after reading this book, I do have some questions.
Yeah.
/ some irritations.
Go on.
First one. What is that owl?
That fucking creepy owl thing. That owl thing gave me the creeps.
It turns up like 3 times in the book. No one explains who or what that owl is. It hasn't turned up. I'm hoping they explain in another book because it's irritating me.
It worked for Dane, I think.
It doesn't confirm that. I'm hoping in the second book we cover that, but if I'm honest, I don't think we even cover that.
Me either.
The owls piss me off. Second of all, I still can't decide if Jude is clever or dumb. Because sometimes I hear her do some stuff and I'm like, oh, clever woman, I wouldn't have thought of that. Other times she makes some decisions and I'm like, wow, the brain cells weren't connected today.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean you made a plan for 1 year and a day?
Yeah.
And Oak ain't even 6, 7, what is he? So in a year, he's going on the throne. Of course he's not. What was this 1 year and a day plan ever going to achieve for you? And so sometimes she makes me question her intelligence. Mm-hmm. Okay, my other question. Why on earth did Oriana keep Oak in Fairy?
That is kind of true.
Because once she wanted, like, the woman said to her, keep my child safe. The human world would have been a good decision from the beginning.
I will say that maybe if she ran, people would have been suspicious.
Possibly, but I feel like you could have just slowly drifted yourself out.
That's true.
It just feels like she's in Fairy, but why would you marry someone who's so close to the throne? It feels like an unnecessary risk.
Also, not being mean, but did nobody else clock that the boy had antlers?
Thank you.
They said, like, everybody from the line, like, Carden has this little goat tail.
Yeah.
In my head, it's this itty bitty tail.
Yeah.
Like, nobody thought, that kid.
The antlers. Suspicious. Timeline.
Yeah, and she used to be with the queen, or with the king.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody else put that together.
Yeah.
Just Maddox and Oriana.
Clearly. Exactly. The whole of Fairy, clueless. Doesn't make any sense. Also, something that gets mentioned, and then you never hear it again. What was Carden doing with the human girls?
What?
So, when, what's it called? Jude steals Sophie out of the house, out of Belkin's manor. There's a comment that's made about Carden having taken a human girl and not brought her back.
Oh.
And they never address it again.
Maybe he put her back in the human world.
That's what I assumed. But we never address it. It never gets brought up again. It's like the owl. It just zooms in, it zooms out. It never gets talked about again. I want answers.
I would want answers to that too.
Absolutely. I need to read book 2 actually. The more I'm talking about this, I need to read book 2 today. Also, did Valerian's curse work?
Oh, yeah.
Because he cursed her to forever being around death. We have no idea if that worked.
I suppose we'll have to find out. Also, fuck Valerian.
Yes!
You came to kill her, now you're cursing her. Like, get it? You fucking dumb as a rock.
Then she gets stabbed and he's in shock, and it's like, how are you in shock? You came with murderous intent and then you ended up getting stabbed. What did you think was going to happen?
Also, you know when, like, they're doing all this horrible stuff to her? The teachers didn't snitch one time. Go snitch to her dad.
Literally.
Like, everybody's always saying, Maddox better not find out. Go and tell him.
Literally.
Do her a favour.
Literally, go and help.
Even Taryn at the beginning of the book, you couldn't have gone and said nothing.
Yeah.
You could have just brought up a dinner.
Yeah, but now we know Taryn's fucking evil intent.
Traitorous whore.
Yeah.
But, no, I do see what you're saying. I wonder if the curse worked. I suppose we'll have to wait. One thing, this is the finished trilogy.
Yeah, praise be. Because I don't think I could wait long for these answers.
I was a little bit frustrated with the lack of romance.
Yes, I think I do agree with you that there is a little part of me that was like, oh, I wish there could have been some romance. And I know she attempted to do it with the whole they kissed.
But it's a bit dead.
That was so froofy. It was so a nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, I was kind of irritated. I was like, girl, stay strong. Why are you kissing him?
I don't get as well why they're so, like, I think they're clearly in love. But, like, I don't get why.
I don't know. Part of me is like, is this part of Carden's ability to lie just continuing?
Oh.
So one thing I did note is that Carden says, I think of you often. He never proclaims love for her.
That's true.
And so part of me is like, is this just some tricky word sandwich business that he's pulling?
Some word sandwich?
You know what I mean? Like, you know when he like lures his way through about lying and stuff?
Yeah.
Part of me is like, he's so good at it. Did he actually love her? Does he actually love her? Or is this just him saying, he never really fully says that he's thinking about her like that?
I see. And do you know what though? In his room, do you remember she found the copy of Alice in Wonderland? Maybe he's got a little thing for human girls who get lost in fairy.
Him and Locke have something in common, clearly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And also, why is he writing her name down? Maybe he wants to kill her. Maybe
that's what I was thinking. Because the love and hate are very close together.
I feel like that's part of this book, like the rage.
To be honest, this whole book is actually described as rage.
Mm-hmm.
This is teenage angst.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the name Jude.
I know what you're saying, but I think it's kind of fitting because
it does suit her.
Only in the sense of it's not an airy fairy name.
Oh
it's
yeah,
kind of a bit of a It's kind of a bit of a blunt name.
Yeah, she's not a Feyre.
Nah, she's not.
She's not a Selena.
There's no softness in her.
No.
And this was really mean, but like she just sounds kind of tough.
She is.
And Jude is kind of a boom name. It's a very
in my head. She opened jars well.
Yeah, she's got muscle.
Yeah.
Like she's got muscle definition.
Yeah, she's strong.
Yeah, and so I think the name Jude does fit her in that sense.
It just makes me think of that song. Hey Jude.
Hey Jude.
No. I think it's by the Beatles. I could be wrong. I don't know.
We're gonna have to Google that.
On a second read of this book, I feel like it was really obvious who the little prince was.
You think so?
Yeah. As soon as they said about the antlers, I was like, how did I not clock this the first go around?
Yeah, but I think your second read has thrown you off because I had no idea. I might just be dumb, but I had no idea.
Also, I will say, this book, you can't read it slowly.
No.
Even on the reread, I couldn't read it slowly. I was like, come on now. I was on my lunch break. You know when a book is that good, you're like, I've got 3 minutes to make it from my car to work.
But I'll read for 2 minutes of it.
Yeah.
It is.
So we're giving this book a 4 out of 5?
A 4 out of 5. A solid 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good.
I actually want to read the next one now.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that concludes A Cruel Prince, spoiler edition. We hope to see you next time. Thanks for listening. This has been A Cult of Baddies and Books. I'm Romaine.
I'm Kira.
If you can, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps us out. And we will catch you on the next one.